After 832. Y'all already know how I do. Oh my goodness. Hold on. Something ain't right. What's popping and what's dropping? This your boy live and direct in full effect after 832. Y'all already know how I do. Congratulations to the Golden State Warriors for beating the Houston Rockets. Rooting for the Rockets, but hey, it is what it is. But who I was rooting for, um, I was basically couldn't call the series personally, on a logical level, because I like to call it from a logical level and I like to call it from a rooting level. But overall, it was too close of a series to call based on what the Houston Rockets doing from the 3-point line. I couldn't really predict that series from the 3-point line because the way, because Houston has outshot the Golden State Warriors literally in every game but game five. Houston's made let me go to the Golden State Warriors page for a second, because this is going to be as quick as a live stream is possible. Uh, and of course, the description says the Houston Rockets, or at least Tillman Fertitta. As quick as a live stream is. That was just making sure my mic is live and direct in full effect. Hold on. If this bitch would come on, little hoe. Shit. Thank you. Okay. Game one, the Rockets made 14 threes. And let me add this up while I'm doing this shit. If you're tuned into the show, man, just let a nigga know y'all looking at a nigga, man. Shit. Cause it's just gonna be a quick live stream. 14 plus game two. They made, hold on. Let me go to the box score. Bitch. Man, this computer, I tell you. Let me see if anybody in the chat room. So far nobody's watching. So I'm gonna just go to the statistics. Okay. $31. Go to the. Hey, bitch, what's up with these motherfucking pop-ups? Okay. Give me a second. Because I want to get the statistical categories right. Let me just go back to them bitches page, because this is gonna be too complicated. Because I'm looking up the stats, and I just wanted to bring that out there before I go any further. Um, so I wanted to make sure I'm on top of that particular on the particular stat line. Really, ESPN.com. Ugh. These bitches be killing me, killing me, killing me. Eat a dick. I'm finna go to my cell phone. Sorry, guys. Because I wanted to show y'all a particular stat that just wanted to show y'all a particular stat. So just give me a hot second while I flow. Hold on. Houston made 18 threes in the game. So they had 49. Okay. This is crazy. You can get this stat line. So they had 49 threes in 3 games. Okay. Just give me a minute, guys. Monday, how many threes did they make on Monday? They made 66 threes in 4 games. The first 4 games. Okay. This is crazy. And they still lost the series. Maybe 3. And give me a second. Plus 12. Okay. All right. So we got the stat line figured out. The Houston Rockets made 95 threes in this series, almost 100 threes, 3-pointers in a 6-game series. They outshot, go back on another statistic. They outshot the Golden State Warriors throughout this entire series. You know, did a screenshot of that. 7 plus 13. How many did they get tonight? I just like to have shit down pat. Just me personally. They had how many? Last Tuesday they had 11, 31. Excuse me. Because we moving around today. $45. And if you're just joining us, I'm actually looking up the stats from the 3-point line. So I have to go to game 4 to get to get the complete stat line, and I'll be done at this point in terms of the stats. We're in game 4. So yeah. So Houston Rockets outshot the Golden State Warriors 95. Get this, you hear this? 95 to -59 in this series, and they still lose the series. In the games that uh in the games that Golden State won, give me a second, because we're gonna break down a few stats, not too many, much more. In the games Golden State won, they won by a total of 20 points. Also, this entire series was determined by a total this entire series was determined by a total of 29 points. 29 points separated uh the Houston Rockets. 29 points separated the Houston Rockets uh from getting the series. And also 20 points separated the Houston Rockets for winning the whole series. So if the Houston Rockets make a few more plays, they probably win this series. Either maybe possibly get a sweep. But now we're talking about the Golden State Warriors possibly. I feel like the Golden State Warriors at this point is going to win the championship at this point. They may struggle with Milwaukee, but I highly doubt it. With the 3-point shooting, you're going to have to keep up with 3-point shooting. And the one team that had outshot them, I don't see anybody getting that many 3-pointers on the Golden State Warriors. I don't see anybody knocking down 95 3-pointers. If you find me one team that can knock down 95 3-pointers, and I'll say they're going to probably be the NBA champions. You know, they probably mess around and be the NBA champions. But at this point, Tillman Fertitta should consider trading everybody on the Houston Rockets squad. Yes, I said it. He should trade everybody on the Houston Rockets squad. I would trade Chris Paul for probably John Wall at this point. At least somebody, because Chris Paul, let's face it. Unfortunately, I like Chris Paul, but let's face it, this dude is well past his prime. He's at the end. And had they gotten Chris Paul, I think the Houston Rockets was 5 years too late. Let's just keep it 1,010. They were 5 years too late. They should have gotten Chris Paul right around the same time they gotten James Harden, if you want to be honest with you. But they should probably at latest the same time they got around Dwight Howard. Had they done that, they would have at least one or two NBA championships. You know, the Houston Rockets should have been made a move for Chris Paul. You know, Chris Paul getting hurt last year stopped them from winning a championship. Let's just keep this 1,010. I don't give a damn what any of you say. That stopped them from winning a championship. Chris Paul this year has been a disappointment in this series. He wasn't able to do what he did best at get his assists. He was forced in a position to where he had to score. You know, this is his best scoring night, and they score. It was his best scoring night, and it ended up in an L. Let me repeat that one more time. This was his best scoring night, and it ended up in an L. So, unfortunately, I would trade Chris Paul, because I think at this point you may got 2 more good years you got with Chris Paul before he ages completely and it's time for him to give it up. Another person I would trade Clint Capella and get a better big man, because it don't make no sense for somebody to play that whole damn soft. To let Draymond Green block your shot is fucking disappointment. Why haven't Clint Capella gotten with Akeem Olajuwon and worked on your motherfucking post game? You have zero post game other than being a plastic player to James Harden and Chris Paul's assist. I would get rid of this funky motherfucker. I think Houston may need to consider getting rid of James Harden. They may. because this dude has choked in the playoffs. He choked in this game. The entire Houston Rockets team choked in this game in spite of outshooting the Golden State Warriors 95-59 from the 3-point line. This team had set a record 2 years in a row from 3-point line and still lose against the same team that they've outshot, which is the Golden State Warriors. Houston Rockets have the most wins over the Golden State Warriors in the last 2 seasons than any other team in the NBA or any of the next 2 teams that have the most wins against the Golden State Warriors. So it's Tillman Fertitta should consider trading everybody. If he don't do it, he should strongly think about it. But Capella should be the first motherfucker they get up out of here. Because let's face it, this dude garbage. He's garbage. I have to say it. He's garbage. Chris Capella is garbage. And I've been saying this for the longest. Houston needs a true center or a true inside scorer to balance out all those 3-pointers. A guy that got a post game. You couldn't re-sign Trevor Ariza because Capella wanted some extra money. And he earned it, but he didn't earn it this year. I'll say that. Was determined by a total of 20 points. A grand total of 20 points. This is a crying ass shame. And I don't know if the Houston Rockets will ever be Golden State as long as they have Kevin Durant and the Splash Brothers. That's just the way that is. Something may happen different, but I don't know. They had their opportunity to beat these people this year. They lose Kevin Durant and they lose to him. Houston lost Chris Paul and Houston loses. So it's time to make some changes, man, or consider it strongly. Because the Houston Rockets should have won an NBA championship this year. Or be at least be in contention for an NBA championship. You know, main reason why I wanted the Houston Rockets to win because hey, this became my new home, the city of Houston. Even though I'm a Memphis Grizzlies fan, I would not have mind seeing the Houston Rockets get a championship for once in a while. I would love to have that experience of getting an NBA championship or see a team get an NBA championship because I've seen the Astros get a World Series, and I would love to see the Astros get a World Series. But I would love to see the Houston Rockets at least one time in this lifetime while I'm living here in the city of Houston to get a championship. To see what it's like for a city that I live in to get a championship or at least an NBA championship. You know, and again, I'm not a fan of either one. Well, I'll say the Astros. I'm a fan of the Astros until they play the St. Louis Cardinals. That's a little, because St. Louis Cardinals is my team. You know, but the Rockets, have a better chance of winning a championship than the Memphis Grizzlies, and I wouldn't mind seeing it. But again, Tillman Fertitta probably need to fire Mike D'Antoni, probably need to fire the general manager. I definitely wouldn't be opposed to it, and I wouldn't be mad about it because you can definitely get a guy that can institute a better defensive system as well as a better offense shouldn't be touchless, but definitely a better defensive system. So uh, Tillman Fertitta need to think long and hard when he goes back into the office, to the Houston Rockets office, that he had won as an executive. In 94, 95, yes, Tillman Fertitta was an executive for the Houston Rockets, and he does have an NBA ring, but not as an owner. And he's been successful in everything he's done. He's one of the board members of the U of H, helped Kelvin Sampson uh, renew his contract with the U of H. But at this point, the Houston, he needs to really consider trading everybody and at least make a consideration of making a big move. Because sometimes the best way to get a championship, oh, I'm sorry, sometimes the best, let me see, hold on, let me double check so it may be an echo in the background. Sometimes the best way to get a championship, oh, sorry, get a guy that can do the better defense. I would not have mind seeing the experience of getting an NBA championship. See that a team winning. Okay, everything should be fine with the mic, so that was temporary. But anyway, I would not mind seeing the Houston Rockets get a championship. There would be nothing greater than to see the city that I live in, the city I love, to get a championship. But I don't know. As long as the Golden State Warriors have their nucleus, I don't see that happening. And Tillman Fertitta need to make some trades. And if he don't make any trades, he should consider some serious changes. So once again, it's your boy, live and direct, absolute full effect. I'll be 832. Y'all already know.